What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Talent shows are fun little ways schools let kids display skills where they normally wouldn't be able to. A lot of people like to sing, maybe play an instrument, or do a funny skit, but sometimes it goes wrong, so today we're looking at the 5 funniest talent show fails caught on camera. Right now, I want you to leave a like on the video if you've ever been to a talent show, and comment the cringiest performance you've ever seen. I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy things, but whoever comments the weirdest performance gets pinned at the top. Anyways, let's get right into it. Number 5. So every school had a group of kids who really wanted to be rock stars, so it's not really surprising that every talent show has at least one band competing. In fact, it's actually pretty sweet, because they obviously had to practice really hard in order to get good at playing together. With that said, I think this group could have used a little bit more rehearsal, because their time on stage didn't exactly go well. Like at first, the only problem was they seemed totally miserable, but after a while, they ran into some pretty serious technical difficulties. Basically, as soon as the keyboard player touched the keys, the whole stand collapsed, and the keyboard fell straight onto the ground. Now that's already pretty awkward, but it gets worse, because when the teachers ran on to help, they realized the keyboard was completely broken. Now that kind of put an end to the show, so they got a super uncomfortable round of applause, and then I'm guessing they just walked off stage. It's kind of embarrassing to have a gig end before, you even start singing, but on the plus side, it's good practice, I guess. Number 4. It's never fun to watch someone crash and burn. Okay, well, maybe it is a little bit, but watching someone fail when they seem super confident is even worse. I mean, this kid was pretty upfront about how great he was at pogoing, so it's pretty crushing to see him fail at his talent in front of all of his friends. I've gotta admit, he starts off pretty well, and even manages to land some tricks that actually impress his classmates. Like the dude is pogoing around in circles with like no hands, even bouncing crazy high, and none of that throws him off at all. The thing is, there's a point where he gets way too cocky and starts bouncing around at stupid angles while not holding on at all. In fact, he's so confident that he can't even see how out of control he's getting, and that's when things go wrong. That's right, the kid face plants straight into the floor, and it's pretty hard to watch without looking away. I mean, it looks super painful, but hey, at least people won't forget that for a while, right?
So I can go like one hand, no hand, eyes closed. Then I really do.
Number 3. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried it, but singing up on stage takes guts, even if you've got a whole band behind you. Now, singing by yourself with just music is even worse, but this guy takes it one step further. Like, I don't know if he's just really brave or really full of himself, but this kid decided to get up and sing with no music at all, and he does, well, I guess you be the judge. I mean, the fact that there's no music makes it super awkward, and it doesn't help that he's singing so quietly. To be honest, I can't tell what song he's singing, or even what language it's in, because he's slurring the words so much, I can't understand him. Either way, the crowd seemed to enjoy it because they started cheering basically every time there's a break. To be fair though, they could be being sarcastic, but the kid on stage looks like he really doesn't mind. Plus, he's really feeling his performance, which I guess is all that counts in the end.
You can feel this too, we make it true. 1,000 dreams myself, I might you down. I want you in my arms, never let go.
Number 2. Here's a general rule for life. There are some things rock stars can get away with that middle schoolers just can't. Throwing your TV out of the window is one of them, but destroying the instrument that your parents probably bought you for Christmas is another. I mean, this band is actually doing quite well. By the end of the song, the crowd are going wild. I mean, yeah, the crowd is also full of middle schoolers, but they're actually not as bad as you might think. The sad thing is, I'm guessing this was the end of their career for a while, because the frontman ended the song by smashing up his guitar. Seriously, the kid straight up Hendrixed his instrument in the middle of a school gym, and I can't decide if it's like the stupidest or most rock and roll thing I've ever seen. Not just that, but at first the kids watching were way too shocked to speak, and then they went so crazy the teacher had to calm them down. Okay, here's our honorable mention. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out of the way right now. Bottle flipping is not a talent. Like, even though it takes a little bit of skill, it's definitely not something you enter a talent competition with. Don't believe me? Well, watch how it goes for this guy, and you'll probably want to pick another skill before you get up on stage. Like, just the level of buildup is ridiculous, and it leaves absolutely no room for this kid to mess up. I mean, the music's building, the lights are going crazy, and all he has to do is flip one bottle onto the table to get the crowd on his side. That's if he could do it, though. Number 1. I think we could all agree that when magic is done right, it's one of the most impressive talents there is. The thing is, it's really hard to do well, especially if you're a kid. Not just that, but this kid decided to saw a woman in half, which is maybe the most iconic magic trick of all time. Anyway, the pressure was on, and it's pretty clear from the beginning that things aren't going well. I mean, it's obvious there are two people in the box, because his glamorous assistant just isn't that tall, and things get even worse from there. Like, when they finally try to pull the boxes apart, it takes a pretty long time, and one of the assistants has to nudge the box back onto the table so it doesn't fall over. Now that's actually pretty funny, because a second later it does, and reveals the whole trick at the same time. I'm not joking, like the show was completely ruined, and the poor assistant had a pretty nasty drop, but thankfully they all seem to find it pretty funny. With that said though, I don't think they won any prizes for magic, or any prizes at all really. And there's our video on the top 5 school talent show fails caught on camera. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe to see whenever I upload a video. Also, if you're on top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to search me a handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.